If your real estate content is not attracting serious leads and bringing in, random scrollers, people who are nowhere even near your market, and people who don't even need your help, that's a problem. And the reason for that is because the only difference between attracting lower quality leads and higher quality, buyers and sellers who are ready to work with you is what happens in the first 3 seconds of your video. And that is known, as we all know, as a hook. And I can say this confidently because I've helped agents close over $450 million of transactions using simple content, literally shot and edited, posted from your phone. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to have hook formulas. You can actually copy them to attract your ideal client in your market because every person is different. So you don't have to spend hours just planning the first 3 seconds of your video. But why does this matter? Because again, most agents think the problem is the physical content quality, not the quality of the video, the physical, the camera, the editing, even sometimes when the views come into play. But the problem, when you actually dive into the situation that you personally are in, it's attracting the wrong viewers from the start. Your hook is literally your first 3 seconds. And I'm going to go way deeper into this. So wait till the end of the video where I actually give you my formulas that you can use, because everyone talks about hooks, but again, this is customized for you, an agent. And it determines exactly who watches. And so there's content with just general hooks, getting 2,000, 3,000 views per video. The people who were messaging you from that content, because that's ultimately what we want is DM conversations, is people 500 miles away, unqualified, not local people. That's the thing I'm number one about, is getting local views. And the hook looked like, hey guys, I just want to talk about why today is a great time to buy. It's too generic. It attracts everyone. There's no specific filter. But when you use a specific hook, if you're a family relocating to Austin, if you're worried about finding good schools within your budget, then this is for you. This is literally the same content. It's just a different hook. You need to target your ICP, which is, again, in simple terms, your ideal client. And the result from that, you might get more than, 1,000 views, sometimes less. But I have this conversation with an agent every single day, and they tell me this too. You probably feel similar. Yes, getting views is nice, but business with a nice GCI check feels a little bit nicer, and genuinely being able to help someone. And those are the kind of DMs from families with kids, asking about those schools that you'll get. And so that's the outcome I want for you. But if you just use something generic, that's not what happens. And so this is the power of the right hook, the exact filter. When your dad's changing like your car oil or whatever, and he uses this little like red or black funnel. That's exactly what this is. People come in, but what comes out is ultimately filtering your audience. Is yes, 10,000 views seems nice. I've gotten videos with 500,000 views, with millions of views, but the satisfaction of genuinely helping a client, like maybe who was in a tough spot and who just needed to connect with someone who they wanted to connect to, but you got 500 views, I'm totally fine with that. That's the power of using a right hook. It can filter your audience. You might get less views, but you are going to get the right kind of views. And here's what I call the paradox hook. The structure is, what if I told you a surprising statement, add credibility, and what they'll learn? There's so many types of hooks, but I try to keep it as simple for you as possible. Because again, your fill in the blank, because this is a template for you, all depends on your ideal client. Like everyone should have a document like lined up. Again, it's not going to be in this video, but a document lined up of what their ideal client wants, where they're active on social media, what their life looks like, what their budget and timeline looks like where they live, what they do, so that then you can go into something like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever AI you like to use, and then it can fill in templates like this, so you don't have to think about it. But the paradox hook, why it works is because it's a pattern interrupt. It challenges a belief and it adds a curiosity gap. The number one thing for a hook, it's the most simple thing, but there needs to be curiosity. And curiosity, again, you don't intrigue someone's curiosity by just giving them the answer. It's by having like an open loop so that further down into the video, you can hook them back in and close that gap. So here are some actual examples. What if I told you that buying the cheapest house is a mistake? I've helped 47 buyers in Austin, and here's why mid-priced homes will get you a better return. What if I told you waiting for rates could cost you $100,000? And this is the math that buyers in Austin, Texas don't know. So that's what I always have to do. Like, this is obviously a template for you so you can like fill in your local area. But that's why saying Austin, making sure you're saying your location with text on the screen or verbally, you have to. Instagram needs that to know how to serve it to your local audience. And again, here's how you can make it your own. What do you most believe? What's something you genuinely believe? Because you're an agent, you know, like the expertise. That's your leverage over anyone else. And what's a counterintuitive truth? Or another word could be I use this hook every single day. Contrarian. I literally had to look up one of my own like documents. A contrarian hook. Contrarian truth. Then you fill the formula and then you must back it up with proof in a video. Again, it could be maybe if you don't have experience in your area, that can be sometimes a little bit rough, but usually you might have some experience outside your area, helping a family member, or even realigning your own truth that you thought was true in the past that you fixed, and like your own mindset. But let's go up here to a problem hook. This might be a little easier to explain. So the structure is, if you're, your ideal client struggling with a specific problem, and then give them a promise. So this works because it identifies who's it for. Like, again, ideal client, specific problem, so states the exact pain that, again, you've been through, your clients have been through, and then the promise. So here's the examples. If you're a young graduate trying to buy in Phoenix and you don't know where to start, this breaks down your next 3 steps. Or if you're relocating to Dallas for work and you need to close on a home fast, here's what you need to know. Again, you can make this your own. Identify that ideal buyer, talk about literally the number one fear or struggle, and then fill the formula. So then you have, obviously, your promise. The last one is a result hook. Now the structure is how a person went from before to after. Here's how. So this is one of my favorites. And the real reason why it works is because it has social proof built into it. Me personally, again, as what I'll just say, a content coach, me personally, I would add my own credibility into videos, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram. And my videos skyrocketed. My trust went up insane amounts. People do not have time to just look on your page and see that you're active and build trust. It has to be through the consistent content. So social proof, show a transformation that's possible, and attract people in the same. Oh, we just glitched out. I hope we're okay. But social proof, showing a transformation if possible, and attracting people in the same situation. So our first example, this family of 4 bought in San Diego on a $90,000 a year income when everyone said it was impossible. Like, I want to hear the rest of that story. Not just because, like, I like San Diego. I'm not a family of 4, but again, there's a emotional challenge and a physical challenge that someone has to get past, and I want to hear the completion of that story. How my client sold in 8 days in a slow market without dropping their price. Now, there are some times where you don't have to put your exact location in your hook and like verbally, but you need to recover that with text on the screen. Again, Instagram genuinely does not know how to serve a video to your like local area if you do not help it. Because it automatically it knows words you're saying. It can Instagram, the algorithm sees the text that's on the screen. It reads your caption, your description. So help it. Please help it. You can make this your own by, again, you just need a client transformation, a before and after state. That could be a physical state or, again, a mental block or, a financial state. And then obviously fill out the formula. So what actually makes these hooks work? Because there's more hooks than this that are out there. But obviously these just make it easy for you. So again, like I said, the funnel, every hook has a filter. So the thing is, we do only want, again, like me as a content creator, I've made content the past decade since I was, at this point, 12 years old. And like, I always wanted views. So me doing this now, it is weird to sometimes say that you want less views. I always wanted views when I was younger. And maybe you're at that stage now. But man, will I promise you that helping a client and genuinely seeing the result from it and getting maybe just a few views, just a handful, a few hundred, couple thousand, but of the right people is much more rewarding because you want to repel random scrollers. And inside my private program, the Real Estate Content Academy, it's just where we help agents close more deals using simple content like this. We have a viral custom GPT that we give to all the members inside, and it creates these kind of hooks for you, along with obviously the rest of the script in under 5 minutes based off of your ideal buyer and seller in your market. So if you want that kind of support to make, attracting the right kind of people in the least amount of time, make that possible, I'll have a link just in the description down below. I'll try to make it the first link for you. And you can actually book a call with my team. Usually it's the co-founder of my academy. And we'll see exactly how we can help you close more deals using simple content to, again, generate deals. But what actually happens when you start using these hooks? You are going to see a shift on your Instagram profile. Now, a lot of agents I talk to will say like, hey, I got my family, my friends commenting on my videos. So your comments, you'll actually see them change from nice video to questions about your market. Or maybe they want to actually have a conversation in your Instagram DMs. Your DMs shift from, do you work in, some city that's not even near you, to, hey, I'm actually looking at this like $500,000 home. Can we actually just kind of discuss that a little bit more? You stop wasting time responding to unqualified leads, and your personal calendar starts filling up with consultation calls. If you like in-person meetings, that's great. I just aim for at least a first consultation call from a warm lead who trusts you. That's what you start experiencing. But there is a mistake to avoid, because I do not want you to fall in the same trap that I've seen plenty of times, and I have to recover an agent from this too many times. You can't make this mistake. Is being too broad and attracting no one specifically. Every agent that I talk to needs to have an ideal client. Now, maybe you don't come to someone like me with an ideal client and we kind of, talk through that. Hopefully this video is giving you a little bit of, let's just say, an eye-opening. But just because we target someone in specific, because we are going to be that number one for that type of person, and there is, trust me, plenty of those people for you to have a flourishing business, just because we do tend to talk more often to an ICP does not mean that anyone else will not reach out. I have an agent I was talking to the other day, Victoria. She's worked a ton with investors, but now we're going to niche her down just a little bit more, probably to an upsizing family, younger upsizing families, because that's her. She's a mom of 7 kids, and it's crazy to even have her start doing content now. It's something that we're working through with her, but she's starting to understand and get it more and more. She's done content for a long time. But I told her and she agreed. I'm like, yeah, just because we talk to someone in specific doesn't mean we won't be attracting anyone else, but we will be the number one pick for that specific type of person. And then the mistake too is making it all about yourself. No one cares about you. Like when your whole page is just listed, just sold photos, that's sales content. That's too much conversion content. And that's why usually, if you're only posting that, you get your, kind of sphere of influence, referral, friends. They kind of come to you maybe from Instagram, but not strangers, which is our goal. Sorry, I had to make some customizations here. Again, I told you I failed spelling. My wording before didn't make sense. But the mistake number 3 is, again, not matching your hook to your content. So let's say your hook promises a low down payment. So at some point, you're going to show them how they can afford this home with $40,000 down. But then your video just talks about generic homeowner tips. So it's the bait and switch, and then they leave. So that's one reason why you want to make sure your hook does lead to a payoff and it does have a cohesive, subject. So that's exactly how to write a hook that attracts quality leads instead of what we all hate, random scrollers. I mean, we don't hate people from India, but that's not who we're attracting. And so I gave you the 3 formulas, but if you want to know how to create the rest of the video, because obviously the first 3 seconds is the most important, but if they only stay for 3 seconds, that's also an issue. And you want to turn your content, have a complete system for it, turning your views into booked consultation calls. I made a full breakdown video walking you through my entire local lead content system. And that shows you exactly how to get started, how to get leads from your content in 30 days. That video it's just going to be the first link down in the description below. So if you're serious about actually making content a lead source, make sure to watch that video and I'll see you there.